Hi, Guido Fox here. Welkom bij een nieuw book report. Today I want to discuss with you the book Tao, The Pathless Path from Osho. And he based his knowledge in this book on Taoism. So very interesting how Osho is looking to Taoism, and I teach you the core of Taoism and the core of what Osho is saying about Taoism. So in this video I want to talk about that two subjects, Taoism and how Osho is thinking about Taoism, and the core, the essence I will give to you, because then this video has value, because you don't have to read all this book, all these 100 pages. I mean 160 pages of information, and then this video will have some spiritual, energetic and knowledge value for you, because you don't have to read the book. It's time consuming, right? And I give you the core of it. Why this book calls The Pathless Path? It's very interesting, this title of this book, right? The Pathless Path. Because normally in a society, a path is chosen for you. You come in a school system and the path is ready, right? Class 1, 2, 3 until 8. You come in a high school system, 1 to 6 in my case. You come in a university, 4 years, 5 years. That is your path. You come in a work-related system mostly. A lot of people has an employee. And you make steps. You grow. You become better in what you're doing. You make steps. You get a higher loan. And all the steps has a name. Employee A, B, manager, director, CEO. What I want to tell you is that whole your conditioning is society conditioned. You get a woman, a wife, or a man. You get children. They grow up. You get a marriage. You become older. That's also a path, right? A normal path, a normal society path. I don't say that it's wrong. Absolutely not. I only want to tell you that the spiritual path is anti-conditioning. And that means that there is no fixed spiritual path to enlightenment, to higher spiritual vibration, consciousness levels. There is not. So what you see is when people when people are coming into spirituality, they ask what I have to read, what I have to do. Do you have a kind of program? Do you have a kind of path? They bring the society conditionings of the path, of the hierarchy, into the spirituality. And then you make already a big mistake, because the spiritual path is non-hierarchy, is non-laddering, is non-fixed path. That's interesting, right? So therefore Tao's path is pathless. You have to discover your own essence, your own trial and errors, your own mistakes, and overcome the mistakes, to learn every day. You can, of course, get the knowledge, the tools, the meditation techniques, the social, psychologic, spiritual, interesting emotions. That's okay, but it is your own path, not hanging on a leader, not 100% following one spiritual leader, because that is not making you an individual. I want that you become an individual, that you learn yourself. So people transfer the society path conditions on spirituality. And then you don't reach the happiness, the calm, the peace, the peaceful states, and states what you can reach. You cannot get your freedom. You cannot get your freedom if your path is fixed. You're always in the future. What is the next? What is the next step? You're always with your mind in the future, with a fixed path. Pathless path is freedom, is spontaneously, is out of control. Is energy. What Osho is writing on page 5. Energy is your own responsibility in this life. Freedom, and you can decide yourself what you want to do without the pressure from society. Freedom, energy, And the third one is chaos. No fixed path. The path is chaos and has to be chaos in your life. To frickle, to get tension. Tension gives energy to grow. So life has to be chaotic. So the path is pathless. The only thing what can support you in your spiritual growth is to search for a diversity of leaders, spiritual coaches, who has the presence, the energetic presence of an high spiritual evolved energy that can bring the fire in you, that can bring the flower in you. That's what you can do to learn. But never clinch to one spiritual leader or coach, because it is your own path, your own discovering path, your religious path in life. Page 60, Osho writes about intellectualization. And when you intellectualization everything in your surrounding you want to control. Stop with intellectualization and rationalization, because you go astray from nature. Astray from nature. More feeling inside what is happening in you, not thinking in your mind constantly. More with your mind going within. Then the chattering mind, the destructive, rational mind, who is intrinsic fearful, how more in your mind, how more fearful you are. Our mind is a survival mechanism. How more in your mind, how more fearful you are. How more manipulative, how more you manipulate. How more ego identification. So the mind is scared. The mind is in the future. Stop with intellectualization, constantly and constantly thinking, only thinking what is happening within me, within yourself. That's better, right? On page 104 and 105, Osho was talking about selfishness. And I find that word so beautiful. Selfishness. The whole society condemn selfishness, egoistic selfishness. But actually a lot of people are selfish. But this selfishness is pure spiritual selfishness. That means go first to yourself. Go first to your self-line. That's the positive view, spiritual view to be selfish. People has to be more selfish. Because if you're not selfish, you never become full. You never become full loaded with compassion, with ecstaticness. And then all your giving will be dangerous. All your giving aways will be based on ego, will be based on emptiness. You give from emptiness. Of course, the giving will give you some energy. But you're walking away from yourself. If you're empty in self, you walk away by every action you do, away from yourself. So-called helper syndromes. We are helping constantly others, but actually we're walking away from ourselves, right? So be a little bit more selfish. Be a little bit more egocentric in the positive way. Has the mood and the power to be selfish. Do more thinking about yourself. To go more in meditation. Because you're so much more wordful if you are full. You can give society so much more if you are full loaded. 10 times, 100 times more if you invest more in yourself. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye bye.